Somebody say, hey, we want some.
No, 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 no. I, yes, I did say I would use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Let's work on those. Till then, let's let it rip. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to this week's episode of Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Yes, it is Friday, and I'll probably say it's Friday a few more times. Thank goodness. I am home sweet home. Thank goodness. And just in time too. Of course, there's not a lot of history that went on today, so probably a lot of babbling going on today. And so yeah, so if you want to babble with us and talk with talk with me this evening, please let me know in the chat, or please join me in the chat. If you're watching this live, just pipe in, give your opinion or leave a comment or share a memory of anything I discussed this evening, or just simply say hello. It's all good with me. I will reply accordingly. Let's see. Yeah, this phone. Anyways, what was I? Okay, yes. But if you're not able to watch me live, this will be this take two. This episode will be on YouTube forever and ever. And of course, this is live, so you get to see me fuck up a lot. What do they call it? Botch. That's a term for it. I tend to botch a lot. So anyway, so yes, if you catch me in the replay, leave a comment or just simply be nice and say hello, and I will again respond accordingly. Usually a hello back, and probably ask questions, asking how you enjoy it. Like this young lady right here, Karen Poole, she gave me a wave. I believe she is from America, so this means, or this this means hello. Supposedly in other countries, this means I can't do it quite yet. But um, also, if you're enjoying this program, please click that thumbs up button. It lets me know you like it. Also, be a champ if you're not subscribed yet. Click on that subscribe button. Oh my gosh, my phone's going off. Yes, I do this like periodically. I forget to um, decrease the volume of my phone. There we go. Uh, so if anybody's out there listening, joking, joking asks, you know what's better than Friday? What is better than Friday? I guess I can't do the New Day who goes, what? What? Inquiring minds want to know. But yes, this is Friday. So for all those hardworking folks, you know what time it is. Kick back. And for all those who do have to work this weekend, we do appreciate you. I appreciate you. A Friday kicking a week off. Good gosh. I that I don't know if anybody tuned into my live stream yesterday. I don't know if I can. Anyway, before I keep babbling, here's a toast. Cheers to all those people who worked hard this week and who are working hard this weekend. Cheers to you. You. Uh, I don't. So my work schedule next week. Okay, it's going to be Monday and Friday. I'm not sure if I'm working Tuesday night. I'll probably wait till Monday to text the uh my boss and my supervisor uh of what might be going on Wednesday. But so I'm doing a new project in Duncan, South Carolina. Dashing Duncan, South Carolina. And they're working next week, Monday and Friday. And they were very when I usually when I start a new project, talk to the grading crew, I usually ask, okay, what's y'all schedule? Blah blah blah. And and mainly is the weekend schedule. And I didn't even get weekend out of my mouth. I didn't even get Saturday out of my mouth before the grading superintendent was like, no Saturday work. Oh, I mean, he was already shaking his head like this. And so yeah, he was like, they're very adamant on no Saturday work. So then I asked, since this is the holidays, what's your schedule for next week? Next week being Christmas. Uh, he said, we're working Monday and Friday. I was like, okay. So y'all taking working Monday, taking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, but coming back Friday, but not working Saturday or Sunday. And I was like, yep. Who the hell? What is the point of that? And I know it wasn't the grading superintendent's fault. And granted, this is kind of a uh pretty good project here we're doing, so they wanted you know uh get the work done. So I'm not really dogging it, but still, it's like because when I found out they were starting this week, of course, this is way better than what I imagined it was going to be. I thought they was going to work Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday off, and work Thursday, at least work Thursday and Friday. That was like my worst case scenario. So, but they were like, "Oh, we're going to work Monday and Friday." It's like I could have handled Monday and Tuesday and just taking the rest of the week off, do the weekend, then maybe, well, I guess New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, uh, which I don't have that scheduled yet, but they are talking again, kind of like repeating next week, Monday and Friday. So basically, I'm going to drive up Monday morning, work all day, drive back because it's only a 2 hour drive. You know, uh, 2 hours up there, 2 hours back, not that big of a deal. Um, so I'll probably be home around 7-ish, depending on what time they, kind of uh, start to either start cleaning up or, you know, uh, decide to, you know, call it a day. Excuse me. Um, but, and Friday, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Get up early, drive up there, drive back. So that's the reason. Come next week, I'm not sure if any of y'all heard that from next week. No uh, spot show live stream. Going to try to get here as soon as I can Friday, and kind of do a joint thing. Maybe what did I call it last night? Um, Wrestling Goals spot show Friday night, something like that. So yeah, that's kind of a joint thing. Basically, I'm part. And one of the things I want to do, I want to try something. So I might try it Thursday afternoon or something like that, just to see if it works. I'm probably not going to, stay long, just see if it works. But I'm want to try to get uh, stream on two platforms at the same time. One being YouTube, of course, the other one being Facebook, because there's some people I do know on Facebook, and for whatever reason they uh, either don't have YouTube or don't care for YouTube or something like that. But just try it out a little bit, see what happens. So basically, it's going to be a play day. I'm going to crank it up live, hopefully on both platforms, and we're just going to shoot the shit about subject number one, probably wrestling, but you know how I do it here. I start talking about other shit. Oh, did I say shit? Technically, it's been 16 minutes, so I can say that. But but yeah, so yeah, been up to Dashing Duncan, South Carolina. Not too bad, a little busy. Had a few, few little things up there. Um, Stayed at the Hampton Inn. Very nice, very cool. People so far. Uh, and in all seriousness, the crew I'm working with, they seem to be pretty cool. Know what they're doing. Very, I can't say it. Easy to work with. They're not, ran into a couple little problems, and I said, you know, not like anything major, just a couple little things, and I said, nah, let's do this, and it was like, okay, that's not. Instead of doing that, let's do this. Pretty easy to work with, and um, it's like I don't know if that's allowed, but if you do this instead, you kind of because I'm on not trying to like delve into everything, but if you do this, then do this on top of it, should be fine. And kind of sometimes gotta find that middle ground, things that will work and everything else. Hello, Brenda Watson. You know what? I don't have Gatorade today, but I do have a can of Minute Maid fruit punch in case I get thirsty later. I'm still sipping on Mr. Miller High Life. But anyway, that's the plan for next week. Anything else I should mention or talk about, or besides, let's see, wrestling related, classic wrestling related? Yeah, let's get into history right quick because I think I'm gonna get an earful out of this one, or give y'all an earful out of this one. See, I don't drink often, folks, so if I do seem a little buzzy, you know why. I drink. Now that I've started this little trend of saluting everybody who works for a living and saying cheers to all you folks, uh, I'm a Friday alcoholic now. I drink one beer and that's it. So anyway, let's get into it. Today, of course, is December 20th, year of our Lord 2024. But on this date in 1996, oops, I screwed up a little bit there. Let's, let's go with that. Let's see. In Middletown, New York, the Eliminators, John Kronos and Perry Saturn, defeated the Gangsters to win the ECW World Tag Team Championship. This would start their second reign as the ECW Tag Team Champions. And you know what? It kind of dawned on me. I, I know past few weeks or couple weeks on this program, we talked about like tag teams that don't get talked about enough. Did I even mention the Eliminators? Or anybody mention Eliminators? They were a hell of a tag. I mean, too bad it stick together. Because let's see, this was their second reign. I think they lost them back to the Gangsters. I think. Okay, I have notes here. I am semi prepared. So, so yes, they so this was their second reign. Then they lost them to the Dudley Boys. They won it for a third time uh, at Barely Legal, the very first ECW pay per view. That might be a wrestling trivia. I will still have wrestling trivia Tuesday this Tuesday. Maybe I'll try some kind of Christmas. Anyway, so yeah, they won them back at the Barely Legal pay per view, and then they lost them back to the Dudley Boys, and this is where Perry Saturn injured his knee, legitimate injured his knee, and wound up going to WCW. So that was pretty much the end of the Eliminators right there. Um, but when the Dudley Boys won them back, it was pretty much a handicap match. John Cronus had to defend him by himself because Perry Saturn was hurt. Uh, then the Gangsters, they traded with the Dudleys a little bit, and then you had the Gangstanators, New Jack and John Cronus, because Mustafa Saeed left. Um, let's see, you had your full-blooded Italians in October 1897. Anyway, so basically, yeah, the Eliminators they started, were not started. I know they were in Memphis for a little bit before they came to ECW. Um, spent some time in Japan, of course, but they were, like I said, they were a hell of a tag team. Very for Cronus' size, uh, he was really athletic, could do flips and stuff like that, and they, use martial arts move in their move set. Sorry, CM Punk, I said move set. But they were like a tag team. They gel well. They had pretty cool double team moves. Pretty cool finisher called the Eliminator, where Saturn would sweep the leg and Cronus would come back with a spinning heel kick, and that pretty much finished off their opponent. Uh, uh, I think they both got trained by uh, can't think of his name now. Trained by Killer Kowalski. Yeah, I shouldn't train. Shouldn't remember that. I think they both were trained by Killer Kowalski. And I do believe they were in that. Yeah, total elimination. That's a eliminator. Sorry about that. It was total elimination. See, total elimination was their finisher. Sorry about that. My bad. Um, but it was a cool looking finisher. Uh, I won't say simple, but it definitely looked. But then they went to USWA, were USWA Tag Team Champions there. Went to Japan, wrestled in the Award promotion. Um, then came to ECW, and that's pretty much. Let's see, 97 was. 97. yeah, pretty much 97. While he was injured, or Perry Saturn wound up signing with WCW, and rest is history about that. John Cronus wound up teaming with New Jack for a little bit, then kind of, pretty much, I won't say enhancement talent, just a talent that put other people over. He really didn't get a big push after that. Um, you Unfortunately, John Cronus passed away in 2007 at the age of 38. Young guy. Yeah, yeah, 38 is young now to me. Um, damn. Oh, um, but he has demons and stuff like that. Um, Died of a heart failure. Uh, in 2007, excuse me. But Perry Saturn, he's still alive. He's also had his demons and stuff like that, and um, but he's still alive. Not quite sure. I know he's done a couple little shoot interviews here and there. Um, don't look in the best of shapes, but yeah, like I said, they were a hell of a tag team. I thought they were. Me personally, I thought they were cooler and better than the Dudleys. Even though the Dudleys 3D was a cool finisher at the time, way better than the Gangsters. Gangsters just had the mouthpiece and just were brutal. Uh, but to me, the total package right here with me was the Eliminators, and like I said, that move, the total and a lot of cool little double team moves and stuff like that. Uh, the Barely Legal pay per view. It was pretty much a tornado tag match that whole time, and they pretty much had a display of some of their moves and stuff like that. Perry Saturn was, I thought he was a pretty cool wrestler at the time. Um, just think, when him, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Chris Benoit went to WWE, I I think the main person they wanted was Chris Benoit. Uh, and the first priority was Chris Benoit. Maybe the second was Eddie Guerrero, but Perry Saturn went up with him, Dean Malenko, and I mean Dean Malenko was probably a light heavyweight champion one time, and then he had a job for a long time as an agent. Perry Saturn, I think European champion. Um, look at that, hardcore champion, European champion. Uh, that's about it for uh, WWE championships that Perry Saturn held. But yeah, just those two. So and he had the whole Moppy gimmick, which he went with it. He tried to make it work. Seemed like, but eh, you kind of look at it. It's like, wow, this is one of those not good situations. It just did not fit Perry Saturn. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think the main focus was basically number one priority probably Chris Benoit at the time. Uh, Not a good kind of a black eye to the WWE uh, and in wrestling right there. But then the Eddie Guerrero, he pretty much got over because he can work and talk. Uh, Again, a complete package. Um, could have been a little taller, or could have been, but I'm pretty sure if he was a little bit taller, uh, but sometimes you know, uh, when you're as talented as Eddie Guerrero was, and Chris Benoit wasn't a good talker. That's that's hearsay, or that's beside the point. But Eddie Guerrero could talk, could work, and that kind of overshadowed like him being, and he kept in great shape. That's the thing about it. He actually looked like he visited the gym often, especially when he came to WCW, uh, especially towards last 2 or 3 years. He started getting pretty good as far as physique, whatever, pretty good shape. Had that car accident, got real skinny, then you know, but by the time he was in his prime in WWE, uh, he was in really good shape, and could still move, and was it didn't slow him down a bit. Chris Benoit always kept in great shape, uh, and I mean, now that they use substance, yeah, come on, but let's be honest. Um, any entertainment, look at Hollywood. Uh, Hugh Jackman goes from this to back to this average shape. I mean, this still not jacked, but still in decent shape. Just regular shape, not jacked like he does in the Wolverine movies. Um, Same thing with Chris Evans. Um, he doesn't lose a whole lot of mass, but he does lose enough being Captain America and doing his regular stuff that it's like, okay, let's see here. Are you doing a little something something or not? Uh, but still, I mean, like I said, I'm not advocating people to go use steroids or anything like that, um, but at least go visit a gym. I mean, there are legal healthy supplements I think you can have now to help bulk up, diets you can do to help bulk. I mean, I don't think CM Punk does steroids, but right now looks like CM Punk is probably the best shape in his entire career. But anyway, I kind of dwelled off on that, uh, and kind of lost focus where I was going to. All right, on this day in 1999, Nitro from Baltimore, Maryland. Let's see what happened on that car. Let's talk about it. Bret Hart vacates, then wins the WCW World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Goldberg. This match stems from the Montreal Screwjob-esque ending the previous night at Starrcade. Hart was given the match to right the wrong. The Outsiders interfered on behalf of Hart. Post match, new United States champion who defeated Chris Benoit in a ladder match to win the title earlier in the show attacked Roddy Piper, then spray painted the familiar NWO on Goldberg's back. The band was back together with the reincarnation New World Order, holding the top three championships in WCW. So yeah, we had, I think they call this NWO 2000. Even though it wasn't quite year 2000 yet, but it was getting close there. There's a phrase they use on about TV programs. It's called "jumping the shark," and this stems from there was an old show called Happy Days, and the most popular character on Happy Days was a guy by the name of Arthur Fonzarelli, or they simply call him Fonz. And he did a show where he was skiing and jumped some sharks, and then kind of the ratings started even dwindling down from there. So usually that pertains to when a show does something kind of dumb or something like that. They call it jumping the shark. I think this was one of those jumping the shark moments for WCW. Definitely. Uh, yeah, NWA. Yeah, yeah. Wasn't we just waiting for that? Yeah, no, we wasn't. Because okay, went through the original NWO. It was cool. You had Nash, Hall, Hogan, then half the roster, which I didn't like, but okay, I just went with it because it was kind of entertaining. It's okay, we're you're kind of a promotion within a promotion doing a wrestling award, you know, with all you people, with former competitors' talent. Uh, that competitor being the WWF at the time. So it once Goldberg beat Hogan, I think they should just let it wither away by then, do something else. But they didn't. They kept NWO, and all of a sudden you had two factions of the NWO. NWO Hollywood, which was Hogan and his group of merry men, and then you had NWO Wolfpack, which was Nash Hall, and basically some of the people who fought the war for WCW, the baby faces, turned and went NWO Wolfpack, like Lex Luger and Sting. Um, it's like, okay, I think I had enough of this bullshit. I mean, they could have just said, kick Nash and Hall out, let themselves be called the Wolfpack. Didn't even have to have Sting and Luger. They could, I mean, they had a nice big roster that they could have had maybe a couple more people if they wanted to, or just being the Wolfpack, probably being the number one uh, babyface tag team at you know in the company. Uh, I think, yeah, Steiner done turned, or Scott Steiner done turned heel. He was Hollywood, I believe. Ooh, good question. Anyway, besides that, uh, either way, the Steiners were broken up. I think Harlem Heat was broken up, so you need an established tag team, be a good babyface tag team. Could have had Nash and Hall and just call themselves the Wolfpack. Um, and they could have been fighting with, you know, whatever the surviving members of NWO. Who cared? Yeah, Eddie. That's why I prefer the LWO. Eddie freaking Guerrero. Um, and that was just wasn't that big in that. It was just a good early display of how good Eddie was as a heel, how good he was on the microphone and all that. Uh, but regardless of that, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of. I mean, LWO. Who cares? Uh, but anyway, I mean, they could have done that. But I, my opinion, I think it's the same. It's pretty much the same opinion I had at the time. It's like, okay, let the NWO die. It's ran its course. Let it go. But no, they didn't. Uh, I mean, I think what, maybe a month of no NWO. Then here we go. We got NWO 2000, and it was almost like a. I guess I can't remember. I remember groaning like, "Ah, really, NWO 2000. Really? Can we just? I mean, we didn't know what kind of bad shape or the WCW was like as far as uh I think we already knew that was kind of for sale, but um a lot of talk, but didn't really think that of all people Vince McMahon would have bought WCW. Because I guess me being gullible at the time, I believe they would always be on Turner Broadcasting, TNT, or TBS, or both of them. Um, I think I had a really bad feeling when they canceled WCW Saturday Night. I was like, ooh, that's a that's not a good sign because that's kind of been a staple for TBS for decades at this point, or at that point. Uh, but yeah, I was like, Do we really need another NW? What are they taking? Who cares? Let it die. Let it go away. Just let it go. Now, I would understand if, say, this was 1999, say WCW did stay in business, and maybe in 2002, 2001, maybe, good 3 years, and get the original back together. Hall, Nash, Hogan. Uh, but yeah, this NWO 2000, I just did not care for. Even at this time, I think Bret Hart was a heel babyface. Like, 1 week, it was almost like, I won't say it, but it almost felt like Bret Hart was a babyface 1 week, a heel the next week. Uh, then be a heel for a month, then a babyface for a month, then he got kicked in the head, uh, and that was the end of that. Well, I don't know. Bret Hart? No, wait a minute. Yeah, Bret Hart kind of retired, or had to retire soon after this, didn't he? Yeah, because it was a match with Goldberg. He got kicked in the head. Yep. He was inactive January 2000, and it was on a December 1999 concussion from this match with Bill Goldberg, where he got kicked in the head. Um, he was trained as Stu. I can't do one. I have to listen to somebody else talk before I can do it. But yeah, then once Bret Hart retired, and I think it was still in shambles and stuff like that. There was a lot of disorganization in WCW at the time. It seems like they just throw stuff on the wall to see if it stick. And then they went to the well. And again, it's my opinion. It's one of those jump in the shark moments. They did a new version of NWO. Nobody cared for. Didn't last long. Uh, then what was it? When did they do the New Blood versus the Millionaires Club? Um, and nobody cared for that either. Uh, I mean, you had all these young talent. They had trained people at the power plant, and um, but then they brought a bunch of those people up, and this was around 2000 as well. They brought all these people up, um, like your Mike Sanders, Sean O'Hara, Mark Jindrak, Johnny the Bull, Reno. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, this was, like I said, jump the shark moment. Bret Hart didn't last long after this. Uh, if you want to see something comical, go watch Mike Graham's shooting review if you can find it. I think it's on YouTube. Uh, Jeff Jarrett broke $10,000 worth of guitars over people's heads, but didn't draw a dime. Not a dime. Not a dime. All these other people didn't draw a dime. Not a dime. It's actually a pretty decent shooting review. If you want to watch one, that's a pretty good one, I think. Not a great one, a good one. Um, very much didn't like Chris Benoit from the get go. Uh, uh, he actually tells his version of the story of how Benoit with Eddie Guerrero and uh, Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko left. He liked to call them the uh, merry band of midgets. It's like, dude, I think you were barely popped in. But regardless, that's a pretty cool story. His version, I guess. I'm not sure if it went down that way, but supposedly Mike Graham was, kind of a guy who could handle his own, very strong guy, deceptively strong. Uh, was very much into weightlifting and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, by the way, that's the only things I can find this week as far as uh this week in wrestling history. Two little things that happened in the '90s on December 20th. I probably should look. I mean, I looked high and low. I mean, not even debut or anything. But anyway, all right. What was I gonna say? Anyway, uh, yeah, I kind of was like, gosh, what should I use for a watch along this week? And I kind of mentioned world class, and I was like, okay, that sounds good. We ain't visited world class in a while, I don't think. I think next year I'm gonna try to find like instead of majors, trying to find. I mean, I'll still do the majors territories like um your Georgia, your Mid Atlantic, Florida, world class, probably Southeastern too. We don't visit Southeastern nearly enough as we should. Definitely Continental, definitely bring that back along with Southeastern, which was a branch of the Continental Territory. Um, which, that's what Continental started out as, Southeastern. Um, a couple of them, I want to take another look at South Atlantic, or yeah, South Atlantic. There's another one I was going to do the other week. But I forgot what happened. I think I had a change of mind. Uh, Another promotion called Atlantic Coast Wrestling. It's a little promotion that Nelson Royal started, but it had some people in it. Had your Sam Houston, had Rock and Roll Express. They made a visit. Also had people who I guess were considered enhancement talent and Crockett, people like Tommy Angel and George South, and they were actually using using them best they could. Um, what is, there's another one. There's one called NW National Wrestling Federation. I want to look at that. Some familiar names and stuff like that. This gonna be coming 2025. Need to write a list down so I can kind of pre-plan ahead. Because I think we can watch those things and kind of be interesting of uh, people who this a lot of places where you know they a lot of names got their start. Pretty cool, kind of watching where they started, their skill set then until to where uh, you kind of seen them grow, got bigger. I always kind of like doing that. It's kind of one of the reasons I like independent wrestling and stuff like that. Uh, I guess it goes back to watching all those territories on Superstars Wrestling. Like I said, I mean, perfect example. Uh, Watching World Class one day or one night, and here's Steve Williams, thinking it was Dr. Death Steve Williams, but no, it was Steve Williams who went on to be Steve Austin, and just watch him grow to like the megastar he became. Uh, that's kind of always it's uh, watching wrestling like that. It's kind of like baseball fans or football fans that watch a player from college. to be a pro star or uh, like in baseball, if you know, I don't think. I mean, believe it or not, sports fans they will follow high school sports not only in their hometown. Uh, if they hear a prospect might be somewhere, they'll try to find ways to watch it, and because they're fans, that's what they do. Baseball fans, they'll keep track of who gets drafted, where they play high school, if they went to college or they went straight to the minors and stuff like that. Um, Kind of same thing. Kind of did watch it. A lot of independence, and don't watch it enough as now as I used to. Um, but but n- again, let me backtrack. Anyway, let me finish my statement before I digress into something else. But that like seeing talent grow. Like I got to see a lot of talent grow in the independent promotion. I watched live. Got to watch Austin Theories. Got to watch Xavier Woods. Uh, got to see another early match of Kenny Omega. Uh, AJ Styles when he first was really getting in, getting in the highlight. The Ring of Honor and TNA's. Didn't get his earlier matches, but did get there for his when he was getting his big break. Um, Gosh, a lot of people. Abyss. A lot of people came through that building, but anyway, I digress. So it kind of freshened up, and because uh, I'll ask this chat again if there's some independent talent that you highly recommend. What I want to do when the WWE, what I'm thinking about doing when the WWE does their draft, I'm going to have my own draft. So give me a few names of some independent talent, all talent, don't matter. And the concept of this will be, uh, I'll have the names and be like, okay, and kind of like look at them, watch a few matches, and then I'll try to figure out. Basically, I'll be Tony Khan and Triple H. Uh, should I take this independent talent, draft them to the AEW, or take this independent talent, draft them to the WWE? Does that make sense? Uh, I talk to a buddy of mine, see if he feels like being a guest on here. But like I said, it's kind of an idea I had in my head for a while, and was thinking about doing kind of around when the WWE does their draft. If they do one this year. Um, I was kind of babble about. Fuck it, let's go watch some wrestling. Um, let's see here. And like I said, of course, the watch along this week is some world class. Click that button, and we'll click this button. Hopefully the volume's down so I don't get in trouble. Yes, it's muted. And so, and this is world class from December 22nd, 1984. That'll look pretty interesting. I don't think any kind of big deals. It's kind of like watching. Uh, I just love the old school stuff. Can't help it. Anyway, there's a link. Let me know when you're ready, and I will click play or do a countdown. Then we'll. I don't have a Lois, so she can't sit here to do a countdown. So this on my phone too, so I can kind of hear what's going on. A little bit. But yeah, whenever the link is up there, whenever you're ready, y'all ready, I'll give a little countdown. We'll click play. So is everybody, besides while we're kind of waiting a little bit, is everybody ready for Christmas? Does Santa Claus, are you hoping Santa Claus has gotten you all the stuff you wanted? No, joking. He went to the mall. He sat on Santa's lap. He asked for a Red Ryder BB gun. Quote that movie. All right, so we ready? All right, and five, four, three, two, one. Press play now. Cool intro music for this program. I just was not a big Bill Mercer fan as far as his commentary. Oh, smart. Lance wasn't a fan of his commentary either. So okay, they got a different ring announcer, or yeah, different ring announcer, and Mark Rent's doing commentary. That's kind of interesting. And yes, at the time in '84, the World Class Championship Wrestling Association was a National Wrestling Alliance territory. They broke free what '86. Now Rip Holler, he probably made a bigger name for himself. He was a bigger name in the Portland, Oregon territory. Um, had a long-term feud with Billy Jack Haynes. He was actually the Super Ninja. I agree. Rip Holler was a pretty good talent as well. He just couldn't pull off a ninja too well. They put him in a mask and, or the WWF put him in a mask and call him the Super Ninja or something like that. You know when everybody was having ninjas and stuff, ninja movies were popular. Iceman too. He's a guy who doesn't get enough praise, especially when you turn the heel. I mean, guy was very entertaining on the mic. Okay, that's not a nice move. That's the last move I want somebody to do to me. It put their ass in my face. clean break. Rick Caster would also wrestle it from time to time. So he would pull a little bit of double duty, wrestled and then do some refereeing. Wasn't I guess somebody felt he was a better wrestler than he was a referee. But yeah, Rip Oliver, like I said, otherwise didn't play very good ninja, um, but I mean he's kind of one of those guys who also were like, you know, I'm over here, they use me good, I'm making good money. Why do I need to go anywhere else? And when he went somewhere else, they turned him to a super ninja. And he was also the booker in Portland as well. But yeah, he had yeah, then oh, except for Super Black Ninja, who turned out to be the Great Muda. I think that's right. I think with the White Ninja. Don't forget the Great Muda, who started out as like a Super Black Ninja or Super White Ninja, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, but before that, he was very cool as the Super Black Ninja. Now the AWA had a pretty cool ninja wrestler. I think it was like Ninja Go, or I think he was also Super Ninja as well. Had a pretty cool finisher at the time where he did the butterfly suplex, but when he did it, he bridged up and turned it into a penny combination. Like I said, at the time, it looked pretty fucking cool. Kind of like perfect plex. Perfect plex. So I'm thinking this probably got ripped from the WWE network. That's why we didn't see entrance music. Uh, Iceman King Parsons, when he was a babyface in World Class, will use Sister Sledge's "We Are Family" as his entrance music. Yeah, don't forget Kabuki. See, not all ninjas were lame. Kabuki, Muda, uh, and Nagasaki. Like I said, uh, Parsons, he's another guy that just don't get talked about enough. And come on, admit it, you wanted to have a hairstyle like King Parsons, kind of like the Road Warrior Hawk haircut with a couple little braids in it. Come on. See, boys and girls, that's a very solid armbar there with a knee on the side of the head. Will you get submission out of that armbar? Probably not, but having that armbar plus that knee to the side of the head, wrenching on that arm and barring that arm could be very irritating. Oh, nice. Which one were you? Was you animal or hawk? Nice. Yeah, I remember when they did the Tales from the Territories. They talked about Portland. They didn't really say anything about Rip Oliver or Billy Jack Haynes. They kind of just kept focused on Matt Bourne and Buddy Rose and their situation. They didn't really talk about too much, like, which I understand why. They didn't want to talk about Billy Jack Haynes that much, and even I think this was even before uh, he deleted his wife. I say that. In case you don't know, you can't just use words like Kill or Murder. But you say fuck. I mean, can't. I think even on live streams, you gotta can't say the F word unless you're like 10, 15 minutes into it. See, not a full comeback, just a little bit of a separation, kind of tease the fans that he might be coming back here, but not Rip Oliver cuts him off, goes back to the knee. Yeah, that's the only Portland I ever did watch was whatever they showed on Pro Wrestling this week. And we watched a Portland episode, but it wasn't that good. That's why we haven't watched another one. Maybe we'll we'll try another Portland episode soon. Yeah, that's the only way I know. Like Rip Oliver and Billy Jack Haynes have like a long-standing feud. Like I said, the Tales from the Territories on Vice, they didn't say anything really about Billy Jack and Rip Oliver. I mean, good gosh, they had to have some kind of Billy Jack Haynes stories. So there you had a just a nice little simple match. No flippity doo ha's. Some solid selling and stuff like that. Uh, don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. He's called a crippler. Gosh, come on. Go listen to the fans, brother. Nothing like looking at old wrestling magazines, especially back in the day when they kept kayfabe. That's not like nice, Oliver. But yeah, one of a small package. Didn't even get to see Iceman's finishing maneuver, which was called the butt butt. Uh, Basically, it's the same as Naomi's rear view move, except for Iceman got a little higher, jumped a little, somewhat a little higher, and we'll plant his butt cheek in somebody's face, and we'll get the win that way. And there's I guess, somewhat young Bill Apter. Bill Apter is still kicking in there. Not sure what I think what website does he manage anyway. But he was the editor of Pro Wrestling Illustrated and the Sister Magazines, The Wrestler, and uh, Wrestling Insider. Yep, and no flips. Okay, Iceman did kind of do like a little frontward forward roll type of flip, but not fully flip. Oh, this is sad to watch. I mean, it's sad to watch this, knowing what you know now, and you kind of just look at him right there. You know he wasn't there. But yeah, anyway, Pro Wrestling Illustrated every year they would do yeah, no, nowadays they kick out. Yeah, especially what we know now. But every year Pro Wrestling Illustrated would I think the October issue or something like that. They'll have ballots where you can write in the tag team of the year, popular, hated, wrestler of the year, manager of the year, tag team of the year, and the the unofficial awards were pretty funny. But you mail that in, and I guess they would count the votes and determine who win those awards. And I think this was actually a trivia question. Oh, speaking of Billy Jack Haynes, here he is. Tony Falk. Boy, Tony. Uh, He was jacked. Gotta give him that. Anybody in the chat remember Boy Tony or Tony Falk? Had quite a losing streak in Memphis, and then I guess finally got a win. And this is a time where Boy George was popular at the time, of course, and a wrestler by the name of Adrian Street was pretty popular. Of course, Memphis at the time didn't have Adrian Street. Adrian Street was in Continental, so they gave Tony Falk a gimmick and called him Boy Tony, and came out to uh, Chameleon, I think is the name of the song, by Boy George, and dressed up like Boy George, and they just call him Boy Tony. Billy Jack Haynes also like kind of like Rip Oliver. He was a even though he did go around territories, he did Florida, Mid Atlantic. I think his best times as far as being a star in the business was in Portland, Oregon. He also did go to the WWF and didn't really do much there. Had a little feud with with Hercules Hernandez. I try to forget about boy Tony. I'm pretty sure Tony Falk like to forget about boy Tony as well. Yeah, he was in a few with Tracy Smothers, and I guess because I don't guess this was a nice word to say around '86 and stuff like that on TV. Uh, Tracy Smothers called boy Tony the F word, uh, maggot, but put an F on maggot, but dropped it M, put in an F, and I think after they went to commercial, came back, and I believe Tracy Smothers was like, "Look, I apologize for my language and stuff like that. I'm just heated in the moment." Billy Jack, billion up, brother. That's it. Cole Nelson, brother. Tap out, brother. Oh yeah, they didn't do tap. They did not do tap out, Sam. Yeah, I mean, dude was freaking jacked, tall, but nuts, as we found out later. But I will say, in front of that camera, he held it well. I mean, I didn't watch a little bit of his heel work when he was in USWA, but he was like a, a baby face for a long time in his career, especially in every territory he worked for. Kind of did this type deal, with shake hands with everybody, whatever. Then once it went to fisticuffs or whatever, he would fight back and play this nice humble dude. And like I said, he hid the craziness well in front of the camera. Of course, this was Iceman as a babyface doing a promo. It was way before because Mama says that bees that way sometime. You Rudy Poo. Yeah, I mean, especially when he was a heel. Like I said, when he was a heel, he was very entertaining on that mic. Oh, here we go. Chris Adams, managed by Gary Hart. This, uh, now I'm not sure about the ring announcer, but or the cameraman or the cameraman, excuse me. But even the referee, like, okay, right now, would you believe as of right now, Kevin Von Erich is the only one alive out of all this, even the referee Brock Olivich. Gino would pass away probably a year and a half after this, I think. Uh, yes, it does. I mean, talking about freaking talent all the way around. I mean, Chris has hell of a talent. Gino Hernandez. I mean, good gosh, ain't no telling how great he could have been. And Gary Hart. Gary Hart was a great manager. Now, as far as managers are concerned, Gary Hart don't get his comeuppance. I thought he was a very good manager. And of course, this is December '84. I mean, they've been feuding for probably a few months at this point, and this feud went on for like 2 years, or at least the better part of 2 years. Oh yeah, I mean, Gary Hart was a very good manager. Oh, ouch! I think it's time to tag there. Here he's at, barely able to contain his laughter. I think I not good lip reader, but I think Gary just kind of said, "Sorry, brother." Oh yeah, Carrot with $1 million. I mean, look at Kevin. Kevin wasn't, too shabby either. I mean, he wasn't as big as Carrie, but Kevin was a trading of sneaky sleepers. And by the way, Chris Adams, he's the one who, I guess, got the super kick popular. I think he did read somewhere a long time ago where he did teach Shawn Michaels and not sure Martin Jannetty as well, but definitely Shawn Michaels and Paul Diamond. He taught them both the super kick. As you can tell, Bronco uh, look at which I mispronounced his name. Uh, Not a spry guy. He's kind of up there in age at this point. You 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 will see him basically. He ain't crawling down on the mat to do 3 count. He'll kneel. He'll take a knee, then do that. Give a count. No, brother. See, that's what I was talking about. There's he's in the sleeper. Uh, Razor once, twice, but you know, Carry get that arm up on the second one. Three. Trying to think. It might have been on 36. Um, but it wasn't. It might have been on 36. Uh, but it wasn't. It was just a separate program and stuff like that. Is this kind of echoing? Or is this me? Oh, we got the hot tag. We got Kevin in here, and watch your back there, brother. But yeah, I think it was on 36 or ESPN. All right, Bronco. It's breaking down in Tulsa here. Oh, now we got all 4 men in the ring. Oh, there we go. There's that Iron Claw. And as a standard of lots of tag team matches, you had the double noggin knock. Oh, now he's got the call Adams. Oh, it's breaking down again. Move. Oh yeah, I remember that. Uh, I think he just threw him out. Kerry Hart's like, nah, you crazy kids ain't messing with me. Not today. I don't take bumps, brother. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, sometimes you have ones you kind of like a little more than the other. But yeah, especially this time. But yeah, yes, I mean, especially some of this older stuff. It was Mickey Grant. It's funny watching these credits now after watching the documentaries and stuff like that. Trying to see if they give away who the executive producer is. Well, I think they said Mickey Grant. Was that Keith Mitchell or something like that? But yeah, I mean, it's just and I kind of see what you're saying there. It's like you can't really say which one was your favorite of all time. Now, there's different eras you could say you like better than others. Um, and some eras, did you know, were a whole lot better, definitely a whole lot better than others. Um, I was spending a That's why I like to do sometimes. Any kind of have like effort, any, trying to make the trash pickup simpler. Just I get I'm like say eating a pack of crackers, I'll take the paper and shove it in the empty bottle that I was drinking out of. So I just pick up the bottle and throw them both away at the same time. Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard for me too. Sometimes I mean, like for a moment, yes, you might like uh different promotion more than you do another one, but you still me, I still watch try to watch as much as I can. Like I said, I need to start watching more TNA, but uh, and like I said, we were spoiled as kids, um, or in the '80s, especially in Georgia if you was a wrestling fan. But I think that that Superstars Wrestling was syndicated in a few markets. I think, but like I said, you get the Crockett's 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and everybody else from 8 o'clock to 3 in the morning. I mean, I got to see Puerto Rico wrestling. Couldn't understand a word they were saying. I mean, even though it was sometimes totally in English, but still, it was like, dude, you talk too fast. Um, you, but like I say, I get what you're saying. It's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint. Okay, of all time, favorite promotion. It changes. I mean, sometimes I'll get asked, and it changes a lot. Kind of like sometimes favorite wrestlers. Like sometimes there are times that changes from time to time. Um, what else? But like I said, to me, this era, like you know, the '80s till probably about '90, um, and especially when the territories were dying down. I mean, you just had good, solid wrestling across the board. I mean, you had um, and stars like every promotion. I mean, uh, Mid South UWF. You had even after Rock and Roll and Midnight's left for Crockett, you still had Ted DiBiase, uh, Dr. S.T. Williams, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Freebirds, uh, Junkyard Dog left. Yeah, you can't really pick a favorite wrestler of all time. This and I mean sometimes I'll just say a name, and I usually try to say I don't say the usual names like Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. A lot of times I might say just Magnum TA or of course Brad Armstrong or Bobby Eaton. Um, because who doesn't like, I mean, especially now, uh, he's kind of a fuckhead, and actually they both have done fuckhead moves. Uh, you know, past few years, a lot of people might say Hulk Hogan, a lot of people say Ric Flair, Dusty, or like now, John Cena, Steve Austin, The Rock. Uh, see now though, like John Cena, he's about to retire, but his fans have grown up, and if they're still wrestling fans, or even if they watched wrestling back then, they'll be like, "Oh, my favorite wrestler was John Cena." Um, or if they still watch wrestling and they're older, uh, adult age. I ain't saying like elderly age or anything like that. They'll be like, "Oh, love John Cena." You what's he up? Like when I mentioned wrestling and say a 20 something uh, talk about it, and they're like, "Oh, I used to be a big John Cena fan, and is he still wrestle?" It's like, yeah, he still wrestles sometimes. He's more making movies now. Then they'll mention like Edge or um, Randy Orton. Randy Orton still wrestles from time to time. He's not making movies because he deserves to have a little bit lighter schedule. So, and it's like I kind of mentioned a few weeks ago. We're going to start seeing that. AJ Styles' career is kind of slowing down, but I ain't gonna see wrestlers who are fans of AJ Styles when they were kids start mimicking things that AJ did uh, or does. Not sure, not sure what the real news is on his career. I got I've seen a couple of little articles here and there talking about AJ. Like this last injury is pretty much uh, quit. It's going to probably that's going to be it. Hang it up. Uh, or he might try to have one more match. Who knows? Like I said, not really any kind of final words on AJ yet. But John Cena has announced this is his last year. Yeah, you got to go back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're in a new era now, sort of. Uh, where you got you know um you got upstarts. I mean, even though Jey Uso, who's been wrestling for a while, but now he's kind of a single star. He's kind of getting his own groove. Damian Priest as well. Uh, 10 years from now, you're gonna probably hear about and like now Cody Rhodes, top star in the business. Um, 10 years from now, uh, when Cody's probably ready to dwindle down, not just get on that schedule where he'll just pre-retirement or retirement. He'll or like kids are 10 now, or 11 when they turn 20, 21 or something like that. They were like, oh, I don't, uh, and because of course they'll hit those teenage years where they find out, watch a lot of it or any of it, and they'll be like, oh, I used to love Cody Rhodes. Oh, I used to love Sami Zayn. Uh, or used to love uh, Roman Reigns. But it's kind of like they're growing up now, and let's see, joking. After seeing some of the matches on these 5-star matches DVDs, I've got I'm seeing some of these newer guys differently. Yeah, I mean, uh, trying to put some words with his thoughts, but um, which some of these guys ain't that new. But like the Will Ospreays, hey, I've seen a few of his matches on YouTube and stuff like that. I always thought he was good. Um, definitely understood the hype. Zack Sabre Jr. Uh, definitely understand the hype. Um, I forgot who else might be on that. I remember reading the list, but I can't remember everybody. Kenny Omega. I guess he's trying to come back. Um, yeah, I mean, Omega's been good for a while. Uh, you know, don't dog. Never really a dog Omega. Omega's pretty good. Osprey, I think this. Hey, Osprey. I mean, did make that one mistake, but I mean, who cares? Every just about any match he has on any pay per view is usually a show stealer. Uh, like I said, I didn't really get to watch any wrestling this week because of everything that's going on. And would have liked to seen that Osprey Darby Allen match. I'm pretty sure that was a great match. Um, and poor Ricochet. I mean, it's almost like he paid it almost feels like now he paid Ricochet just to come in, had the course. I mean, because people see it overseas, people seen it uh, on YouTube, but here in the states, not too many people seen it uh, nationally, and of course, seen on YouTube and whatnot. But almost seems like he just paid Ricochet a lot of money to come in, but so he can have that one or two matches with Will Ospreay, just to give the fanboys what they want, which is okay. But now look what they're doing to Ricochet. I mean, he just kind of got bullied around. Yeah. Now I did see that match on YouTube. Uh, gosh, that was a. I guess I know that we're talking about a little bit of current stuff, but hey, it pops up sometimes. Uh, but yeah, I mean, you talking about two of the best tag teams in this era, whatever, in the last 20 years, I guess. Mark and Jay Briscoe and FTR. Even though, personally I'm not huge fans of the Young Bucks, but Young Bucks right there with them. I think it was a dog. Yeah, the dog collar I seen. That was a bloody mess. I don't think I seen the 2 out of 3 ones. Or yeah, I seen the dog collar. I ain't seen a 2 out of 3 falls one, or did I? No, I didn't. Um, but hey, as good as Briscoes, FTR, even though they're just wrestled for the WWE, you've got to put the Usos in there. You got to put the New Day in there. Before they, split up, came back together, DIY was pretty good. Um, but yeah, I mean, Usos and New Day, they had some great matches against each other. Uh, don't I mean, yeah, they talk about on WWE. Uh, yeah, I mean, Rick, he's a talent. He is talented. Uh, I think he's gotten a little bit better about not trying to be The Rock. Uh, but because I first time I seen Ricky Stark, he was wrestling for the NWA Power, and he kind of gave a heel promo, but fans like cheered him. And of course, I'm pretty sure the fans who were there at the original tapings probably knew more about Ricky Stark than I did. So I checked it out. Ring work was great. Um, then came to AEW. Now I guess he may or may not be WWE bound. I guess he's still contracted by AEW, of course, because they made him pull out the um, GCW show, and yet uh, for those of you wondering, when we say Beavis, we are talking about Ricky Stark. Uh, go back to all my video. I forgot which video it was. Was it an AEW recap show or was it a spot show? But I actually made a YouTube thumbnail that has a side by side picture of Ricky Starks and Beavis. Oh, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You absolutely cannot unsee it. If they made a live action Beavis and Butthead movie, Ricky Starks has got to play Beavis. Not sure who would play Butthead though. absolutely, no pun intended, Ricky Stark would have to pay Beavis. Uh, um, and Brian Nelson, he's going, and or Daniel Bryan, he's going to be another one that he's retired now. Which I mean, he's been wrestling a long time, but um, I think he's going to be talked about a lot. I'm pretty sure he's not contracted by AEW no more. I don't know how. I guess this is by appearance type deal. I guess he's going to be like their goodwill ambassador or something like that when they have some kind of big announcement. Um, or yeah, yeah, what they call them, the big like a big show promo type deal, kind of like they did with the All In Texas deal. He made an appearance there, but I'm pretty sure within maybe a year, 2 years. Oh yeah, was that the Sergeant Slaughter match in the WWF? It was like a boot camp match or something like that. Because that one got a little. Yeah, I remember reading about that one in magazines. I mean, like even years after. I mean, I'm talking Sergeant Slaughter was in the AWA, and that match was mentioned in magazines, like the big deal match. Like, I mean, it was they were keeping kayfabe, but they would go back and like, when they was talking about Sergeant Slaughter, is like at that time he was probably one of the most popular people in the WWF. Stand up for the USA, then got the GI Joe deal. I wonder how much money that would be worth. The Sergeant Slaughter GI Joe. Actually, if you had like perfect in the package, mint condition, how much that'd be worth? You might have to. Hmm, I have to take a couple of pictures of that list for me. Maybe I can put something together for some kind of watch along. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. Depends on how much time I have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's lots of pennies. Like probably way more pennies than I have in my piggy bank. Um, yeah, I might have to. Sorry, sorry. You know how you get like a little sharp pain in your head sometimes, and kind of shoots in and goes away. What that just not a brain, not a, like a brain. Almost feels like a brain freeze when you eat ice cream real fast, but not quite that. Uh, yeah, I might actually get you to take some pictures and send me that list. Maybe I can put a few of those together for some kind of watch along. Figure out how to do it without getting in trouble. That'll be the big thing. Do it without getting in trouble. Maybe some fancy editing or something like that. Anyway, well, folks, it is getting that time. It's been a long day. and I'm hungry. I'll be honest, I'm hungry now. But appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. Appreciate everybody joining me in the chat. Like I said, if you didn't uh, hang out with us live in the chat, leave a comment in the comment section on the replay, or whatever you want to call it. Because I don't really edit anything. So all the blunders, all the botches I do, it's all there to see. And so it could be entertaining. Other than that, like I said, we're going to call it a night tonight. Hopefully everybody has a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw Recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.